Look at that magic. No, it's maybe 7 pound fish line that I went and I tied around the 2 bolts. That one is underneath here, you can't see it, but that's going to be even more trouble trying to get back in there, but we'll figure something out. Do you know how lucky you guys are that you can stay inside the shack and not get cold while I'm out here? Believe it. So I'm gonna show you so you have to believe it. Started hauling corn yesterday, and turned on the bends. We're trying to blend them to keep the tops of the bends doing. Steve's back. Gotta go help him. Well, anyway, we are trying to keep all the bend tops, taking a little bit off of all of them because they like to get a little bit wetter. So we just keep them all going, and this is the first that we started hauling corn and started up the one bend, and boy, how come the amp gauge ain't increasing? So walked ourselves back there, and boy, that is the quietest running auger I've ever heard in my life. Well, that's strange, but it makes sense why the amps aren't increasing. It's because something has happened. Motor's running, belts are turning, but the shaft and the flighting, something has happened. So I'm gonna take you guys and we're gonna figure out what broke, where, and how bad it's gonna be for a teardown. But first we're gonna help fill a truck. You want me to fill you then, or are you doing okay?
No, if you're done here, I'll let you.
Okay, I'll do it then. It is so nice when things work.
There's no such thing as a cheap plumbing part now.
There's some water issues that Steve is having with his PEX water line in wintertime and all of that stuff, but yeah, push together fittings, they're expensive, they work good most of the time, and that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, drive forward. I need both my hands here. We're getting there. Okay, go ahead, back up. He's got his spots out there picked out. I don't know, can you see up there? Maybe you don't even want to see, but he's got his spots picked out on the side of the dryer so he knows right where to stop. After you do it a few times, it gets to be just routine and easy. And okay, you're loaded. Or should I say overloaded. Come along. I'm going to show you now what's all carnage and disappointment. Actually, it's pretty nice out. There's not much wind, and we have come out of the sub-zero temperatures that we were experiencing, and we're in, I don't know what it is, 20-ish. So here's the issue. Somewhere, this does turn, they rotate, so the shaft down in there coming off of the pulleys is not turning, repeat, is not turning the flighting in there. So now I'm gonna separate the flange there. Gotta get down in there and take apart that head, and then we're all gonna cross our fingers and slide that forward And as you can see, what's going to happen if we can't slide it ahead enough, we get to take this whole thing out, which is beautifully welded right to the top of the conveyor. And then I'm going to call some guys, because I'm not going to tackle that job. But we'll see. Maybe we can get lucky and just scoot that ahead a little bit. Maybe there's some bolts. I'm thinking there's 2 bolts in there that hold that all together. And we'll just slide in 2 new bolts. Or we got a broken shaft. And yes, I have taken the bolts out earlier. And boy, see how easy that is with 2 hands? Okay, I got a bolt in there. And, oh, somebody's calling. I'm gonna shut the disconnect off so that I don't get killed here. And why is that like that? That is a conveyor. It's gonna shut the power off so I don't get killed or just lose my arm. I gotta take a phone call. Okay. Update. There's been periods of time here where my emotions have been elevated to joy and then back down to disappointment to the bottom, but so far manageable. I have hope that we can get this back together. I have slid this forward, exposing the issue. I don't know if you can see in here, but there is a bolt missing way up front there. If you couldn't see it, trust me, there's 1 bolt missing. Usually, I've always seen them with 2 bolts. I think I'm gonna do what everybody always does. Just put the 1 back in, and 10 years from now, we'll be back here doing the same thing. I won't be, but the other ones will be. So, I don't know, they must have just wore out, rattled out, nut fell off, whatever happened. But these are the situations for anybody out there that's going to be planning on building a grain bin. Try to forward think how to get your unload auger tubes not to ram into each other like this. It was really difficult for us. I don't know how we could have done it differently. I'm sure somebody will have a great idea, but to keep it to yourself. I don't want to be disappointed all winter or the rest of the winter. The biggest issue now putting this back together is going to be this bolt, which is I call it a machine head bolt. I'm sure all you bolt experts are going to have a name on it, a round-headed bolt. How to get in there, and that's going to be a rascal. I did have to go up, and if you look closely, you will see, look at that magic. No, it's maybe 7 pound fish line that I went and I tied around the 2 bolts. That 1 is underneath here, you can't see it, but that's going to be even more trouble trying to get back in there, but we'll figure something out. I could have used 30 pound line, but it gets so hard to tie off. That's neither here nor there, do they say. Okay, well, I'm gonna go find some young arms. They're gonna have to be smaller arms. We're gonna slide that bolt back together, push this back, and hopefully we'll be unloading corn out of this bin. Yep, and it's 29 degrees out, no wind, and it's enough though to make you all, yeah, you know. Do you know how lucky you guys are that you can stay inside the shack and not get cold while I'm out here? Although, once again, it's not too cold, but update. Yeah, little Bob has been brought in to do some lifting, supporting, holding, and I thank you. Yeah, those are Brunts. Insulated also, steel-toed, so that if something bad would happen, I'm gonna be safe. It's shameless, what do you call them? Plugs. So funny though. Okay, well, here we go. This, I had to separate the whole deal there because I could not get up in there with the bolts, and I was wrong. Yeah, you heard, I was wrong. There are 2 bolts. So I'm going to show them to you. They look like ordinary bolts. That's because they are. This is grade 5. And I'm going to insert one there. Then the other one is right up there somewhere. So I'm going to put them in, somehow get the fish string. Yeah, well, you'll be with, you'll see. Hang tight. Uh-huh. Just as easy as this, right? Uh-huh. Where's my hammer? Okay. Of course, you know, you never want to use a hammer on your bolts, because then your bolt, your bolt, yeah, it won't thread on there. So I did not use a hammer. I just moved on this a little bit, and in it went. Okay, well, now we're down to the boring part, buttoning up everything, tightening it up, and I'll show you as we go here. Keep on holding your own there, little Bob. You're doing good. Just like that, it's time to load another truck. Oh, you just wouldn't believe it. The good times are really escalated to even better times. I got the bolts all put back in the shield. This is all done, buttoned up. My fish string did work. It was a little time consuming, maybe 10 minutes of messing around. Would I do something different again? I don't know what I'd do different, but it did work. We got everything back together here. And now, do you think that I could get that head back onto the, it goes about this far and it hits something. I've called a couple of guys. One guy said, oh yeah, it's the flighting as it's engaging into the drive or gearbox in there. Next guy said, you got to pull or engage your power sweep lever, which I did do. Now it's getting close to dark time, and here we sit. I had to call in the big Swede to help here, and well, he's went and bent my bar. Look at this, the big Swede. Well, I can't even get it out, but I might need to upgrade the pipe for Eric because it was pretty cheap anyway. I'm not out nothing there, but I sure would like that to magically go together. Yeah, nothing's ever fast. So I think this might be the end of you guys here with me. We're gonna, if I can't get it, they're gonna have to come out tomorrow and magically do what people that do this every day know the tricks of that I don't know. And if I could get the 4-wheel drive tractor backed in here and the Yankum rope on there, that's almost where I'm at with this. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on as soon as it shuts off. Otherwise, we got it back together. And I know I said goodbye, but I just thought you'd once again want to see it.